Hey everybody, it's the OMAD Dad. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, a channel that's dedicated to living the OMAD lifestyle, or eating just one meal a day. Today's post is called Get Angry and Stay Angry. And what do I mean by that? Well, I think looking back, one of the reasons I was successful at losing weight and keeping it off and why it hasn't come back is because I was angry. I got angry after looking in the mirror and seeing the reflection of an obese man. I got angry because I was always winded and tired. I was angry because I was prescribed to have a CPAP machine for the sleep apnea that I developed when I was obese. And I was angry that it did nothing to help me sleep, and I just kept waking up more and more tired. I was angry that I was winded just putting on my shoes or putting on my socks, something mundane like that. I was angry that my joints hurt all of the time, that my back always hurt and I could never get comfortable, that my clothes didn't fit right. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I used that anger, and that was the tipping point for me to say to myself, this is it, enough is enough. You have to do something. On top of that, at the time when my daughter was born, all of this stuff going through my head and culminating, I said, I want to be alive and not be a statistic so that I can be able to be around here for my children and to be a father, the father that they deserve, and be a good husband for my wife. And I want to be able to chase my kids around and my grandkids around someday, So I got angry. Angry that way of life wasn't working for me. And I get angry when a doctor told me that because I didn't qualify for the CPAP machine anymore through insurance, that there really wasn't much for me to do, but that maybe I should consider losing weight. And that might help. I was angry because I saw what not planning and inactivity had done to me. And being on autopilot, which is never good. You don't want to be on autopilot in life. So that's why I'm saying you need to get angry. That anger is what's great motivation. Now, people who are out there that only have about 5 or 10 pounds to lose, maybe 15 pounds, they may not be as angry as someone who has 110 pounds to lose. That doesn't mean that they can't get motivated or they'll never make those changes. It's just that when you have somebody who's 50 pounds overweight or more, there tends to be one of those defining moments in their life, hopefully, where they say, okay, I'm upset, I'm angry, enough is enough, I've got to do something. This is going to be the year that this change happens. And that's the way it was with me. I saw pictures of myself, and I've shown them on here and share them with you guys, where looking back, I don't even recognize them, and I didn't realize I was even that big. My face was all puffy and bloated. I had the fat man pants on and the oversized shirts, and I was just busting out of those as well. And I looked like someone who was 10 years older than he actually was, and I looked miserable. I looked like I'm in pain, and you know what? I was. So that's why I got angry. And that's why I continued to have success with OMAD, because I always look back and remember those times. Like Bob Proctor once said, the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Well, that's why I didn't lose focus, because I knew what it would mean if I did. I'd go back maybe even worse than what I was before, right? So I got angry and I stayed angry. Now, I looked to myself and I realized I'm kind of a freak in the sense that I'm 41 years old and I'm not even on a prescription. I have no prescriptions right now. And I haven't had them for years, since doing my OMAD. And I know of people who I've gone to school with, colleagues who are my age, some of whom are even a little bit younger than me, who are on 3, 4, even 5 different prescriptions. You don't want to be in that situation. You don't want to be in that loop. Because after a while, those pills, they cause side effects, which make you need other pills. Then the pills stop working after a while, and you have to try different medications, and sometimes you have reactions to that. And the bottom line is you need to you need to make your health a very important part of your life and take an active role in doing whatever you have to do to make sure that your inflammation levels are down, that your insulin levels are well managed, that your obesity is gone, that your weight range is right where you need to be. You need to, cholesterol, heart disease risks, your vitamin levels, everything. I mean, you need to take an active role in this. And it doesn't matter if it's the holiday season or not. It doesn't matter if we're 3 or 4 weeks away from Christmas, Hanukkah, Thanksgiving, your birthday, 4th of July. It doesn't matter. You have to be on all of the time. Yes, you can have a day where it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to blow today off or so, but then you have to get right back on the train. And those days you should be able to count those days on one hand in the course of a 10-year period. You want to make it so infrequent, those little binges, you want to make them so infrequent and have them just so often, just barely often enough to remind you of how much progress you've made and how you feel like crap if you would go back to that lifestyle. It's very rare that I have a splurge day anymore, but whenever I do, I feel like crap. And I'm like, wow, I used to eat like this and sometimes even more. So think about that. It doesn't matter, what now that we're approaching right in the middle of the holiday season, actually, it doesn't matter that there's a special occasion coming up. There's always going to be a special occasions. Your health has to be very, very important in your life and right up there as to one of the most important values that you're going to have. So get angry about it. And then the second part is to stay angry. Sometimes I think what happens when people end up losing weight and then they get comfortable a little bit and they end up going right back and reverting back to to where they were, and sometimes even getting more weight on, what they call yo-yo dieting. They reverse their progress because they didn't stay angry. They didn't keep the main thing as a main portion of their life, a main focus of their life. They didn't make health number one, or at least in the top 3 of all of their priorities. Instead, what happened is they became complacent. And they lost that drive because it's like, well, I've already lost my weight. I'm good. I like this. It's not going to stay like this forever, folks. If you go back to doing your old habits, or you go back to falling asleep again and being unconscious, you're gonna slide right back into the same habits that you had when you were obese and when you were overweight. You're gonna have the same issues. So my message to everybody today is find that anger. Get angry. Say to yourself, I'm not going to be a statistic. I'm not going to die from something that I can prevent. I'm not going to live a life where I'm miserable all of the time and always in pain and always tired and not accomplishing things. And then when you find that anger and you start OMAD, hopefully, and you have success with it, keep that anger inside of you. Keep that motivation within you, the focus. And remember that you don't want to be a statistic, so you need to be on top of your health all the time. Make better decisions. Yeah, there will be some days where you just throw it out to the wind and whatever happens and you have a nice fun day. But make those days as few as possible and then get right back onto the OMAD train. Get right back onto your plan. Go out for a walk. Have some exercise. Go play with your kids. Enjoy things. Turn social media off once in a while. Turn the news off once in a while. And don't be a statistic. That is my message for everybody today. In the middle of the holiday season, I know it's just starting, but so many people right now are saying, well, I'm going to put off my weight loss goals, or, I'm going to, put off all of the hard work I'm going to have to do until after the new year, or when things quiet down a little bit. I'm here to tell you, it's never going to quiet down. There's always going to be something going on. There's always going to be some kind of distraction. And too many of those distractions in a row, too many of them together like that, that's what's going to cause you ill health. You have to be proactive and you have to stay on top of it. There's many different ways to lose weight. There's many different ways of getting your health in order. I happen to think that OMAD is one of the best reasons, one of the best ways to take that weight off, because you learn self-control and you do so in a way that allows you to have the foods that you enjoy, you can make your OMAD look any way you want. So long as you're following that basic structure, you're going to have success. So that's my message for you guys today. Get angry and stay angry. I hope you guys are having a great day, a very great week, a happy OMAD, and be well.